Happy Monday, YouTube. Are you having a good day? I am. It's beautiful out. I'm not out there. That's why I'm happy. It's cold. It's like 40 degrees, but um windy but we have some nice weather coming up here. Thur- Thursday and Friday and Saturday are all supposed to be around 50 degrees, and maybe not Thursday, it won't be sunny, but a couple of the days, well, it's sunny today. It looks nice out. Doug was out there loading up some, we've got some 30-gallon barrels that we're going to put some gas in and some different things. And oh, I was thinking about, how people say, don't tell what's going on in your life because, other people might not wish you well or what a big deal. Like, it, I've been watched all my life, and nothing will change. Nothing they think is going to alter anything I do. Even if they put wrenches in my gears and whatever, doesn't matter. I'll still motivate. Like I told people, go ahead, uh, injure my horse, injure my car. I still have feet. you know, you can even injure my feet, and I'll still find a way to do what I want to do. So, been there too. so, yeah, I was just thinking about that, because I saw a post or I see it often that just says, not everybody needs to know your business. It's like, what do I care? You know, and the people that do care about my business, because it's probably their business too, then, they have every right to hear what I'm thinking. And, you know, because I care about people that care about me, you know. So I don't care about putting anything out here, you know. It's just like I'll tell you my biggest downfall, and that can't be used against me. I don't care. Well, Doug was thinking about rubbing, yeah, running for public office, and he wanted me to. It's like, like state senator or whatever, or even town council on the local level, which would maybe be a good job for him. I don't know, but he's considering it, you know. Um, but the thing is, even in his life, if I were at his side in a public, I mean, for number one, there's certain things I just would not do. Say, for instance, if the Queen of England came to town or the Pope and they expected me to patronize somebody that I know um, has connections to the dark cabal in a big way. And these aren't even like tiny little players in the situation. There's no way in hell I'd do that, and I just straight up say why too. And it's just like me calling people little bastards yesterday, you know, um, or saying like when I get angry, and these are the type of people I get angry at. This isn't, you know, and it's not often, but some days are very overwhelming. And if I'm pushed hard enough, I'm going to snap on somebody. I won't make apologies for it. And if anybody ever were to get physical and I fought back, I won't make apologies for that either. So having thoughts of what I would deem violence, but is actually self defense. And I'm a martial artist, and that's within my legal rights, and it's my God given right to protect myself too. You know, I'm not dying on the cross for anybody. That already happened. And that was the cross to come down from an angelic situation to be with mankind, is what Christ did. So, people have perverted everything in life. It's so nonsensical, it makes no absolute logic whatsoever. Um, there's some spirits that don't go away on this planet and work within mankind, and that's who they were born to be. That's who they are, you know. And although God is in heaven, his son represents us and is on this planet, not only through us, but I sense actually in the planet, you know. So, um, or maybe below it, you know, holding it up. Here, you little creeps, I'm gonna hold you up. Don't you understand? It's like it'd be like a baby biting its parent when the parent was holding it, and this little creep, you know. So, yeah. Oh, last night just ended up being some a ham sandwich on a bun, some cottage cheese, and a handful of chips. And Doug and I split a candy bar. So tonight I'm gonna make barbecued chicken breasts, so they're lower fat, and baked beans, and maybe some biscuits or bread. I don't know because I want to give Doug's cat a bath, and I gotta go out and get some wood in. Well, yeah, so I'll be outside again, but um, and make it really hot in here so he doesn't freeze to death after he gets wet. So yeah, poor little thing. He was having another couple rough days, so I don't know. Yeah, he's alive. He's a fighter. So we're glad about that. And Doug loves that cat so much. I mean, I do too. But yeah, he would be totally heartbroken if anything happened. So I do know the feeling. Yeah. I was watching Brucey's all live stream for Halloween yesterday, and I'm like, I told you I'm not a big Halloween person, and then I had to go, but I'd like to get together and play guitar with him someday. He said he plays the trumpet too. I play the flute too, so he was classically trained too. So it's like, yeah, far out. If you're watching Bruce, yeah. If you ever get to the States, I'm not going to vaccinate, so I don't know. Maybe we can meet at the border. Maybe we can sit in the freaking those oh, what do you call them? I'll get it in a minute because I'm thinking of another funny story when I was in one of them places. It's well, the border patrol, but they call it some shit. It's just right on the tip of my tongue. Maybe we can meet in their building and jam for them. you know. Yeah. He says, well, like I could sing. You can sing too. You have a beautiful voice. You know that. But that would be fun. I need to get another harmonica. Um, that's not a big deal, but but when I talk about a drum set or something, Doug gets a little intimidated with that one because I'd need a whole room. And that's not the reason. He knows if I was like probably pissed off or something, I'd go in there and start like doing something like Wipeout or something, which is just it's repetitive. It's horrible. That's one of the first songs I ever wanted to learn how to play because the drummer's relentless. And that got me really interested. It's like, wow, what beat are they doing that in? You know, in a frame, It's like, whoa, good stuff. So there's some songs that are like from the 50s or 60s. I'm just sick of them. I've heard them too many times. It's like the Beach Boys. I used to like them, but when let's see who let me see. There was a English band. Well, the Beatles came in, and the Hollies, and then I was into a band called Bread. If you look into an album called The Best of Bread, it's so beautiful. It's still one of my favorites. But yeah, Doug had a friend die, and it reminds of him a lot. So it's hard for him to listen to it and enjoy it. And I understand that. I really do. It's like he loves Crimson and Clover, but I don't remind him. Every time I hear it, a friend of mine, Mickey, died. Michelle, when she was 15, she killed herself. But we used to roller skate through this Catholic girls' school that we went to. Well, we lived there. Um, it wasn't exactly entirely a reformatory. They called it a Catholic girls' school, but it might as well have been prison. But we could go out like we went out jogging and we'd jog up to the uh, gas station and buy cigarettes and then jog back smoking, and but yeah, but Crimson and Clover was really fun to roller skate. And we had these tunnels underneath the girls' school that went from the school to the cafeteria to the church and connecting the cottages and stuff from underground, which a lot of facilities, especially churches and different cathedrals, that type of thing, have a lot of underground stuff. So, from what I know. But anyway, and it was all linoleum, and some of the tunnels they had like ramps almost. Oh, that was so fun. And we go down one of these ramps in this one room in particular before we got to the cafeteria. It was so funny. We both take an immediate right and we get in there and we grab arms and we go like and put our feet like that and we go round and round and round. We get up enough momentum and we just be cracking up. But there was music that they would pipe through in there during the weekends and stuff for us girls, and that was a blast. Just fun. But yeah. But yeah. Memories when you look back at people that you love that you've missed and it's hard. It is really hard because I don't know if I've ever had a really good friend from then on, or ever really before that, you know. She's just the sweetest kid in the world, you know, with a lot of heartbreak. Too much. Life just got to her in a bad way, you know. Some people go other routes. Some people become mean, and other people become drug addicts or whatever. But life's not easy. We all know that, But yeah, and there's some cultures that, or people, or churches, or whatever, that don't think that people that take their own life are going to be in heaven. Oh yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. This girl was annihilated by her stepmother and literally lied about her to her father. And her father came down on her really hard. And she took a bunch of pills and killed herself. So this woman hated her stepchild and participated in taking her life in that manner, you know. So that's pretty sick, isn't it? Doug's friend, his name was Gordon, was 17 or maybe 18 when it happened. He dove off the end of the dock, and some of the fishermen around there would use uh, concrete blocks, footing blocks for building homes, and they would use them for anchors. They'd tie their boat to them, but if the boat, if the rope must, maybe they got lazy and just left them down. Well, Gordon dove off the end of the dock, split his head open, and died in the water. So that's pretty grody, isn't it? So, yeah, yuck. you know. Oh, anyway, I've been thinking an awful lot about this government that we do have, and Yeah, in order to change things, people have to participate. But if everybody's bought with dirty money and bribed with exposing their downfalls or whatever in life, you know, it's like, how can we ever have a clean government that's going to stand up for the people if every time they want to line their pockets with our money, they're threatened if they want to stand up for the people, you know? And it's just a vicious circle, you know? And the people that are decent human beings, they want them out of there and make it so they can't even operate and do their jobs, you know? So, yeah, there's a lot of changes that need to be made. And one of our, well, we have a firefighter in town. He's a fire marshal, and he was talking to Doug, and he told him that a lot of these younger, like 20 and 30-year olds around here, um, they'll just pass any kind of bill. It's like, oh yeah, do whatever you want and this or whatever. And then these same people are in town where you're not supposed to have like fires or anything. They're having like a bonfire and um, gatherings of strange flesh. Just a minute, I gotta light a cigarette on that one. Um, yeah. So he was gonna go over there and talk to him and not necessarily give him a fine, but like ask him why they didn't even bother trying to get a permit or anything because these are people that are part of the city council and they don't like him and he doesn't like them. But it was a few years back he quit his job. He just walked because they gave a higher position to some punk that had just come in there that was really pretty brain dead and didn't do his job well. So this guy said, okay, bye. Well, when that guy gave up the job because he couldn't handle it, they came back to this man that's the fire marshal now again and asked him if he wanted his job back, you know, where they were going to pay this punk more to do a poor job and he didn't even want it, you know. It's like, yeah, whatever. But that's the way good people get treated like that, you know, so they do. At least the way the world is right now, kind of the crappier person you are, and it's like the black sheeps of the family. It's not because you are a bad person, it's because they are, you know, and we all know this is true, you know. So there's really nothing we can do about it, but it doesn't mean it feels any better, you know. It's pretty disheartening. Yeah, I was watching Robin Hood's channel, had a video about all the Pauls in the churches there acting like Paul. Saul became Paul, you know, but they have more of a Saul spirit still, as far as I'm concerned, is what I can, which is rather Satanistic, you know. It's like, yep, burn down the planet, burn it down, they all gotta die. Okay, Saul, whatever you say, you know, I'm gonna burn it down with my mouth, you know. So, yeah, it might happen. He might burn it down, you know. If he does, he does. It's not gonna mean we're gonna expire because we're spirits, you know. So, no big deal either way. Bring it on. No, no. I'd rather see it become a really nice and gentle place to live. And it says that Christians are supposed to have a gentle demeanor when approaching somebody, um, maybe to teach them or whatever. You know, that's not always the case, and we are not in the times to sugarcoat things just for people's feelings. You can try to pull them aside and talk to them, But if that doesn't work, sometimes you just flat out got to say it in public. And that's how I'm feeling about this person that is posing as a misleader or posing as a leader that calls himself the President of the United States, which is thoroughly disgusting. Up there snarling. I still can't get over that. I'm not letting that go. Nobody gives me a dirty look. I don't care if they're on the other side of a camera or whatever. Don't do that shit to me. We'll see about that, Mr. Biden. You know, it's okay. He can threaten people, but I can't say a word back. You know? Yeah. He wants to give money to people that illegally come into our country. I mean, taking care of them and helping them is one thing, but when big pharma can give people like me shots and make me sick, and yet I can't do anything about it, and I have chronic illnesses, and nobody's standing up for me and saying, "Hey, this woman doesn't feel good. It's hard for her to function every day," and we did this to her, you know. Yeah, when I have no representation and no voice in this world, I was abused by my own government more than once, you know, and I'm not supposed to say anything. What? Yeah, I have a problem with that. And if Doug becomes any kind of political official, I will have to watch my mouth, sorta, but I am going to still be me and say what I'm going to say. I'll maybe wear some of my dress clothes, but I won't be putting on makeup and dyeing my hair and smoozing with fools in this world. I refuse to do that. I won't. I just won't do it. You know. So be like, nah, I'm good. You know, no, thank you. So, but I'm happy that Doug's wanting to actually find a voice, a bigger voice for the people, because he's really getting sick of it. And he knows he's got some years left on this planet where he could make a major impact, and he's pretty dang powerful. So if he starts going in that direction, I could see that he could go pretty far, you know. And I'm behind him 100%, 99%. That 1%, I'll just keep that for myself. Those are those what if they want me to do something I entirely do not want to do type of things. It's like um, Mrs. Trump was real seclusive and very low key, and that's a good position to be in because the only thing they could try and fault her with is maybe with what she was wearing. She didn't dress like a clown like the rest of these freaks out there. She had dignity within her office, her husband's office, and her position as POTUS, or let me see, SCOTUS, you know. So it's like, yeah, whatever. And I don't appreciate what she did in her life, you know, earlier. No big deal like that though, because she still had carried herself with dignity and poise, unless unlike probably far better than I ever could. You know. So that's telling it like it is. No, I could. I just don't want to. You know. I like to be able to swear. You know. Well, there's some politicians that have some pretty strong language some of the time. Maybe not as strong as mine, but yeah. I thought it was funny. I like watch Sean Baker, MD, most of his videos, and because he's got some really good clips and some really good information, and he's physically fit. And he'll just get done with a workout and he'll be talking, he'll be like all over the place like that. It's because your adrenaline's up, and um I was born hyper. I don't know if I was literally born hyper the day I was born, but I was born with a herniated umbilical cord, so I was literally born with a hernia. So everything from that day on, muscular wise, with my core, was always a struggle. But it's not that my stomach isn't strong, because it's very strong. But all of me is, and that's why. And then pulling my spinal cord taught, like, my arms and legs how to be um, more in control. Oh, that was so painful coming back from that. Wow. And I still have some days that my spine will just like kind of go out on me. And then I have nerve damage from the swine flu shot. So, and which I do really believe gave me my osteoarthritis. So I don't know, can't prove it, but I do know that the fevers I get is from them. So I get really, really hot or really, really cold and all kinds of weird things. So yeah, I am just so ashamed for the leaders in this world. They're disgusting. It's thoroughly disgusting that they'd rather steal from the people and give it to their friends and family, while the people in the world work so hard for any little enjoyment they have, you know. Or you see families that go to the park and have picnics because they can't really afford to do much more. By the time they buy Jenny, Tommy, and Susie all their little boots for winter and all that stuff, you know, and food on the table, those types of things. So, I mean, it's disgusting. Yeah. See, yeah, they want to make us all, their globalist idea, have the same rate of pay for no matter what your trade is or your talents or your education. They don't care. But they sure care about their education and their pay for their non talents, you know. That's the sickening part of it all, you know. Yeah. And the people that are on Social Security, they can't even afford dental or a nice pair of glasses like Doug needs. I mean, he bought his own because he didn't want the cheap ones. You can't see out of them, you know. So yeah, it's sickening. It really is. You pay into Social Security for over 50 years sometimes, and then by the time you're in your 70s, then they tell you, oh, well, we've got to cut this back because we're going to give money to illegals that came in your country and take other people's jobs. How do you like that? I don't like that. Like I said, I want to help them, but they had every opportunity to stay in Mexico, and Mexico would give them, they have camps and places that they're going to help them work, and that's been going on for about 5 years now. So they have absolutely no excuse. And they can say they're going to give these people that money, but how do we actually know that's true anyway? Trillions, 3 trillion, $3.5 trillion or something is what Pelosi's screaming about she wants. And this is for infrastructure. Um, yeah, right. You know, I highly doubt that. and people within their own states have, I mean, states have surpluses of millions of dollars that they're just sitting on to find the right appropriation for a program to put the money towards, or shall I say, the right person that they want to spend it on, is more like it, you know. It's all really sickening. And they do get paid too much for what they do. They're not available for the people. There's no way that we called a state legislator and he didn't even call us back. That's low lights, you know. They're not available for the people. At least when Senator Mark Dayton was a part of the um, House of Representatives in Minnesota, I could get a hold of him and talk to him. And there was one other one too. Hmm, can't remember his name right now. But I mean, it was just nice because you could ask a question, you'd get an answer, or you could make a point, or I'd even send them a funny meme that was anti government, something like that. Why not? They're people, you know. If something's funny, it's funny, you know. Anyway, but yeah, there's a really good doctor that's running for, he was a senator, Scott Jensen in Minnesota, and he's running for governor now. That's good. I hope he makes it because he's one of the doctors that, and there, this is the eighth time now they've tried to take his medical practice away from him, his license, just recently again too. But there was two times about a year ago, and it's just progressed since then because he won't shut up. They can't make him shut up. He's a good man. He's not backing down, and he told everybody. He said, um, he got into medicine to help people not turn them away. And if you don't have a vaccine, he still wants to see you in his office, in his practice, his people to take care of their health needs, regardless of their belief in vaccinations or not. He doesn't care. He still wants to take care of people. So, and they didn't like that. Why would they? When they're trying to push this on everybody and weaken us. So we'll shut up so they can do whatever they want to the younger, unsuspecting people in the world. So I say these older people stand up. Stand up just like the younger ones. You don't have to stand on the street with a sign and scream and yell and sing or whatever, and put yourself in jeopardy. Um, you're in jeopardy anyway by the ones that are greedy. So it doesn't matter where you have your voice. If you're going to make a stand, they'll try and push back, you know. But one thing I know for certain is they don't win, they're not going to win. And somehow they're going to have to start saying that this virus is kind of slowing down and, oh, maybe we um, have got it under control now. And these types, this is my prediction. They're going to have to back down with their crap because I think people like me are going to scare them. Well, if they're not scared, they should be because they're pretty stupid, you know. All I got to say is if there's something like that in our local town council and they think they want to talk with Doug, oh my God, good God Almighty. There is nobody on this planet that can talk like that man has got a mouth on him with the brain to match it. It's sick. You'll freaking crucify their asses. That'd be a beautiful thing. He'd be so good at that. Or maybe we can find a way for him to have a bigger voice. I've been trying to get him more on YouTube. We'll see, maybe. He's got a channel, he just doesn't have any content on there. And I thought if I could just like get him on and upload one video to his channel, you know, and he could start talking to people in a bigger way. Because he really does love people. He doesn't want to, but he really does. And like I told him, I said, just a word of advice: if you do go into this line of work for yourself, you can't tell them that you want everybody to drop dead. That's probably not a good platform to start with. And because I know he doesn't, but well, at least not anymore. Or maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. So I could cry. If you heard the things I've heard in my life out of people, holy shit. I'm talking really, really masterminds. It's like some of them, it's like, where the hell? And yes, that's probably where that came from. How the and what the? I can hardly believe it. Did you just say that? Whoa. you know, like that. So, hey, one of Doug's friends, Dave, got his van impounded with all his tools in there and everything because he was talking on his phone. And they pulled him over and they took his driver's license. Wow. So, yeah. He was on the phone and I told Doug, I said, ask him if he's got enough food. He's set and he's got to come up with some money to go get his van and his tools and hope nobody takes a lot of what he needs to make his world go around. So, yeah, yikes. But like I told you, he said, well, Doug goes, that's one reason why I don't like a cell phone. And I said, well, if you had one, I have some, but I don't have. We have a satellite dish with our phone, and we used to always have a landline, but um, I have it. Like if I'm going somewhere, I could use it for emergency, something like that, or um, start it up and just have it for a month, like I've done before. It's like, yeah, that works too. But I said, you're just supposed to pull over and not be talking on your phone when you're driving. So it's kind of simple, you know. I mean, yeah, that's what people get if they don't want to obey the law, you know. And it's not a mandate, it's a law. Yeah. Why don't they call it woman date? I feel discriminated against. Oh my God. How about a parent date? Or what do they call them? Play dates. Yeah. Play date. A play date for viruses. Put your kid on the merry-go-round and we'll poke him for free. Oh, that's entirely sick. Oh, God. Yeah, that's how they do things. I embarrassed myself. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. These people are freaks. Like I told Doug last night, how could anybody sexually abuse a baby? How can you do that? Mm, you know, takes an entirely sick puppy to do the things they do to children or hurt a child, just or any human being. How can people do that? And not think nothing of it? I kind of laughed because I was thinking about my ex. How could you hurt somebody? Oh, oh my God, let me think about that for a minute. Wow, yeah. Okay, I think I'm done. Wow, boy, there was one demonistic thing. Satan likes him. Or maybe not anymore. He used to like him a lot. Or maybe he liked Satan a lot. I bet that's what it was. That is exactly what it was. Because who would emulate somebody unless you totally admire them? I mean, sure, I have friends, I'll see them a mannerism or something and say, hey, that's pretty cute, thinking it to myself or whatever. And if it's something that's kind of inside me and we have that in common or whatever, but yeah, but who would want to emulate that? Ooh, yuck. Sorry, we're singing around the bonfire here and your growling is kind of distracting. Go away. Well, the other night Doug said he prayed for everybody, and I do believe he did, you know. And like I told him, if you're fooling me at all, if you're tricking me at all, you're just going to be hell to pay. I'm not kidding with this one. you know, I'll do something, I don't know what it is, but I will. I will not walk away from another situation and get screwed over in my life like that. No, not like that. I'm not playing these games anymore. I worked hard for to feel secure, and I'm not going to feel insecure in my life ever again. You know, not within my spirit, within my life, my physical life. You know, my spirit's always been secure. That's why people hate me because um, it's not that I can't do any wrong. It's just that when I do, I know God forgives me. I have that faith. You know, it's like, oh, I was kind of mean yesterday, but I know God forgives me. You know, just the faith alone, you don't have to beg for forgiveness. He carries it.